Check, check, check. Testing. Check, check, check. Okay, I'm sorry for all the background noise. That's weird. Let's see if it gets louder over by my dishwasher. No, my dishwasher isn't even running anymore. Well, right now I'm only live on YouTube, so I'm going to try something here. Check, check, check. Whoa. I have no idea what that did, but it fixed it. Okay. That's way better. Okay. Woo, I was getting a little worried. Check, check, check. Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Live on YouTube. Cool. Save that. Start up OBS on Facebook. I think that's coming through. All right, whoa. I had some audio issues that I hope are behind me now, and some video issues. Don't mind me, folks. Oh boy, we're rolling on all three. Okay, wonderful. I sure hope the audio is working. The little bars that all move around to indicate the decibels and input, they all seem to be working, but all right. Excuse me while I just kind of finish my dinner here, but so, coconut cream pie. As I mentioned in the description, this was actually my very, very first exercise in baking. I had never really done anything, certainly not from scratch. There were times where I'd buy the store-bought pre-made dough or something, and it's like, oh, look, I made cookies, but all you did was turn on an oven. But yeah, this coconut cream pie, it was Pie Day of this year, and it began as an office thing where everybody would bring in a pie for Pie Day. I don't think everybody brought in a pie, but that's what began all of this. And then every week I would make a new dessert, and they just got better and better and better as I went along. See, there's something I can be thankful for. Had it not been for U.S. Bank, I never would have started baking, which then led to ice cream and all sorts of other things. And as I say that, it's also important that people remember that two things can certainly be true at the same time. So I can be thankful for that, and that is a skill that I think is going to take me somewhere. Not anything big, but certainly something I hadn't thought of before. But it can also be true that the circumstances under which I was excommunicated were highly unethical and unenviable. But the reason I'm mentioning that is exactly what I said on the last stream, was that it's not that I'm just whining like a petulant child or that I don't understand at-will employment, but there were just so many things, and all of this, even not including the termination, but I mean all of the post-termination blowback could have been prevented just by someone keeping their word, which was they were going to get back to me and address the matters of defamation and me being taunted for religious beliefs on a daily basis. I filed grievances about that, that just went into the circular file somewhere. And, it's not that anybody owes you an explanation, but I'm a firm believer that when you say you're going to do something, you should do it. And otherwise, what's the point of even saying that? Well, I think the point is that you get out of an uncomfortable situation by kicking it down the road. All right, enough about that. That's a lesson to all the kids out there. Don't be a coward. Face your fears. Okay. So, 4 egg yolks is what we need. Would you believe when I first did this, I don't know, there's something wrong with me, and I'm trying to find utensils and everything, and now I don't use any sort of separator. Oh, you know what? I am going to be in trouble, though, if I don't have another bowl here. Yeah, we'll do this. I'm going to put the yolks in here. And I usually try to find something to do with the egg whites. So I'm going to save these. I'll see if I can come up with something. Having flashbacks to Vietnam. Hut, bit on. Boo. Oh yeah, they should keep practicing. Well, not practicing, but I should be polite. Xin chào, Vietnam. Bang Hue Hom. Hom. That one came out in breech position. Come on. Oh, come on. This one's being really stubborn. There we go. Okay. Whew. Now I got a little bit of egg white in there. I didn't want that, but that's all right. I was rather shocked to see that one of my recent videos is approaching 100,000 views. Like, I was hoping, that some of those would get into the thousands, maybe like 2,000, 3,000. But last I checked, I had one that was just about 80,000 views. All right. Can you see on this video here? I have a screen over there, but it's delayed by like 4 seconds, so forgive me for being dumb. Just taking cornstarch, I'm gonna add that to the egg yolks. Oh, shoot. You ever just like remember a whole bunch of things that you were supposed to do, and then you're like, oh, lame. Well, that's like my everyday. Yeah, that fits. Of course, the very first recipe, I'm like, oh, how hard can coconut cream pie be? Like, take some coconut and some other stuff, and there you go. Well, I learned what tempering eggs means. And I also learned that cornstarch does not easily come out of the little speaker grate on your MacBook. I learned that the hard way. All right, I'm gonna put those in the fridge for right now until I figure out what I'm gonna do with it. Egg whites are good for a lot of different things. I made one that wasn't so great with egg whites. It's called pavlova. Really popular in Australia for some reason, but I promise I only have like 2 more spoonfuls and then I'll stop eating on camera. Don't tell me it's in the dishwasher. Well, good thing is the dishwasher's almost done, and I do have one whisk that's clean. And it just so happens it's the exact kind that you would want to use for eggs. See what I mean with cornstarch? It just goes everywhere. All right. Like, where's this guy keep disappearing to? Oh, you know what? Wow. I figured this out. One of the very talented people I've been working with lately, her name is also Bree. Go figure. But okay. So what I just learned is that instead of having to walk all the way over here, I can press a single button and I mute my microphone. I'm going to try it. Maybe I did that the wrong way. Whatever. Good to know. I'm going to do that from now on when I eat or drink something. Just to be a little bit more conscientious. All right. I'm just going over my notes from last time. And this is a multi-step process. There is no easy way to do this. It's like, even if you start in the morning, you really couldn't get it done in one day. But those are the ones that usually are the best. Aren't these great? Magnetic. You get the idea. It at least keeps them together so you don't lose them, as I'm very prone to doing. Like all of my Pyrex measuring cups, everything. It's all in the dishwasher, which has 14 minutes left. That's the other cool thing. This dishwasher, it actually projects like a thing on the floor, like a heads-up display, but on the floor. So you can see exactly what's going on. That works. All right. So this is just 1 cup. Oh, isn't it cool? I have a camera over here. It's 1 cup of half and half. There's another thing, just another kind of observation, life observation. At no point in my life would I ever just have half and half, like in my fridge. That would be something that'd be like, oh man, I gotta go to the store or the gas station. But now, because I make all this ice cream and all these other things, I have all of these items on hand, like at all times. Like a grown-up. Can you imagine that? Okay. The secret ingredient. I don't know if I should show you guys. It's top secret. Wait. I'm like surrounded by cameras. I can't keep anything secret. That's it. So you can do it a number of different ways, but there's 2 parts of this that I really think make it better. So you have to use full fat coconut milk, like it's almost like heavy cream, the consistency. I have coconut here. I'm just gonna toast some of that. could do that part tomorrow when I do the whipped cream, but we might as well do something, huh? With this. And this is something where I like it to get a little bit burnt. And it kind of provides like an espresso sort of mocha flavor. And now, so this just goes in with the half and half, and then sugar and salt after this. Oh, am I blocking the camera? I better double check the salt. I think it's a 1/4 teaspoon, but I was right. We don't even need to measure a 1/4 teaspoon. That's nothing. I'm basically Julia Child now. Okay. Good enough. All right. Now we're just gonna get the sugar and then we're ready to go. Well, shucks, you know what? I need to open up a new bag of sugar. I should have checked that before I started this. But we get to try the new turbinado sugar that I just got. I also use this for an ice cream base, but just thought I've heard a lot about it. It's different than the raw cane sugar that I normally use, but very good brand, and we'll see what the fuss is all about with this. I'll be interested to see if it affects the flavor at all. I don't think it's really going to have much of an impact. And in case anybody here wants to see, it's very crystalline and rocky almost. All right. If you've been watching any of the other ones, you'll know that at this time, oh, we got right here. This is how we light the stove in my neighborhood. Okay. Come on. I know I could just go and like stop that dishwasher right now because it's pretty much done. It's just drying, but I just want to let it go. Banque hom. Banque hom. Do. Do. Like, what the heck is this guy doing? Vietnamese is a tonal language, and so it really doesn't matter as much pronouncing the syllables as the inflection in your voice. I found out today during my kind of informal lesson in the morning, live lesson, that depending on how you ask for something, it can, like, most Americans are familiar with va. I'm trying to say it right. But if you don't pronounce the PH and you pronounce it like va, it means wife. So depending on how you pronounce it, you could either be going into a restaurant and saying, you want a bowl of soup? Or you could be saying, I want you to find me a wife. Based on my experiences in Vietnam, I think either one would be entirely feasible. That's not a dig, it's just, different cultures. And a lot of that's, certainly the fault of administrations in this country. Not entirely, but, didn't help things. Are you guys excited? The dangerous part's going to be coming up soon. Okay, I'm going to grab a whisk. I can't take it anymore. Whoa. So that, arm, that does stuff in the dishwasher. Yeah, oh well. That dishwasher is smarter than I am. It just decided that it didn't like what I did, so it's like, no more for you. And while all this stuff tastes good, it smells amazing while you're cooking it. Oh, I'm so happy I have another whisk. And I'm so happy I used a Pyrex bowl for that, because you'll see. I could have used this too. Well, I'll just put some in here. Okay, and we'll rinse off the ladle that I just used for the soup, because I will need that for when I'm getting ready to do the next step. So I have to bring this to a boil. Now I have to start making sure that nothing's burning here, because when it starts to get this hot, if you let it sit for too long, it's not a good thing. You see how it's already getting crazy? It's like splattering. And I haven't even done anything yet. You just wait. Whoa, boy. Okay. This is where it turns into magic, kind of. So I'm just going to make sure that this is really good and hot. Usually the bubbles are a good indication of that. We've got our egg yolks and cornstarch here. Put it in a spot where it's not going to fall over, because you have to use 2 hands for this part. Turn this down. Okay, where should I do this? How about over here? That way you guys can get a good view. I think that works. All right. So this is tempering egg yolks. And you cannot even let this not stir for more than just a fraction of a second, because the egg yolks will absolutely start to cook. And then what do? We take this warm mixture. You know what? I'm gonna turn this down, but then I'm going to add a little bit more to this, because once this goes into the main mixture, it gets crazy. So I'm hoping that by doing it at a little bit higher temperature, it won't explode as much. Fun times. Okay. here we go. The moment of truth. This has to be higher. Oh, okay, here we go. Now I need to put this. See that? That's like molten lava. So it's already turning into pudding here. Now they say to use coconut extract, but you can if you want, but no, not for this guy. There's like a little piece of something. There we go. Like a piece from a paper label or something like that. We don't want that in our pie. Did I put that coconut away? I sure did. All right. So as I said, we're not gonna... Nobody, well, I shouldn't say that. I was about to say, nobody likes it when you do this, but obviously people do if they did it that way for many years. What I was gonna say is that I don't like a ton of like actual like texture wise tons of coconut, and a lot of people are like that too. So with this, it's nice because it kind of, I think it masks a little bit of what some people find unappealing about it. Okay. And then two tablespoons of butter. Yeah, right. Don't they know where I live? Actually, I say all of that and I've got like perfect 2-ish tablespoons, but just a little bit. There we go. Don't tell anyone. Okay. And then I just had, oh, right here. What do you guys think? No, we're not going to do the coconut extract. That's too much. It's just too much, man. Okay. We're just going to stick to good old super high quality vanilla extract. Little bit extra doesn't hurt anything. All right, so then we have our pudding with our vanilla extract, the butter. Whisk this, no heat. All right. The next step happens tomorrow because this will go into the fridge overnight. Wouldn't it be nice if I actually wiped something down? Jeez, Nick Reed. Okay. You're like, that's just making it worse. Okay. That guy over there. Just gonna give this spatula a quick rinse. I know I used it for the dairy portion, but why not just rinse off anything else? Okay, then we take this boiling hot pot of lava and we pour it into our previously made, earlier today, pie crust. Super duper boiling hot. Can you believe that? Okay. So I can tell that the color's a little bit darker with that turbinado sugar that we use, so that doesn't mean anything good or bad, but it's a slightly noticeable difference. But I'm also not, as you know, when I make these things, I don't use artificial anything, so the colors aren't always the most appealing, but I think having everything be as close to nature and organic, is good, especially because oh my goodness, like I get accosted as soon as I come home. Like I don't even open up my car door and I'm just like, do you have ice cream? I'm like, who said that? And there's crumb snatchers everywhere. I suppose I did that to myself, huh? I wouldn't have it any other way, that's for sure. Okay, this is going to be a weird thing. But trust me, and experts will agree, I think, on this. When doing these types of desserts, so right now it's going to go in the fridge. It has to sit in the fridge overnight. Okay, so we're going to put the plastic wrap on, but contrary to at least my own instincts, because I try not to touch this stuff, you want to put it on and then gently pat it down so that plastic is touching the entire top of it. And because there's, on top of this goes like this magnificent whipped cream finish that I'll make tomorrow. But when you do this, instead of it forming a grody, chewy skin that nobody likes, it just keeps this perfect layer, and then the whipped cream goes on top, and you're all good to go. I'm just going to put another layer across to kind of keep everything snug. I just posted a thing not too long ago. It was like a Family Guy short where it was all about plastic wrap. Okay. Step 2 complete. This also won't be a big old gelatinous mess. It'll still be gelatinous, but cuttable. And now, I'm not going to do another one right now, but maybe I'll put a poll out there. I have a couple of different recipes that I can do easily, from almost like muscle memory. That's one of them. I have to figure out what else I'm going to do. Maybe a pumpkin pie, but I don't think a pumpkin pie typically uses a par-baked crust like I made, but I don't know. We'll find out, but I can show you this. So I'll probably let this go just a little bit longer, but not on camera. And I'll turn up the light a little bit here. But you can see how nice that is. So it still has a little bit of chewiness to it, but it also has like this nice burnty sort of espresso flavor, but just a little bit longer, and then that's that. But that doesn't go on until the very, very end. All right, I think that's good for this stream, and I'm gonna post something just probably looking for opinions, maybe a poll on what I should do with the next one. I make a really good French silk pie. I'm kind of in the cream pie mood. Everybody's getting a cream pie today. And there's a banana cream pie. And let's see. I have a raspberry cream cheese whip that I could do with this crust. All sorts of options. I think I'll put like 4 or 5 of these in a poll and see what people say. But anybody watching from Vietnam, Gam, here. Oh, I should do this on camera. Gam, because I couldn't believe it. I mean, as I said at the opening, I have one video, and I was, maybe expecting at the most 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 views, something like that. But last I checked, we were at 80,000 views, and now I'm starting to get all sorts of suggestions and screens I've never seen before with my Meta account, but basically saying, hey, congratulations, now you're gonna do this and probably not make any money. So, all right, but thanks for watching. I'll tune in again with the final steps here, and maybe with the next creation. Okay, good night. God bless.